they're supposed to bury us.
Yeah.
And so I look at that and think, okay, well, what can I do? I, it's affecting all of us, right? It's not a parent issue. It's not a school issue. It's not a church issue. It's a community issue. And
Mm-hmm.
I think it's all of our jobs to come together and try and put a spotlight on this and try and let, our loved ones know that there's other answers.
Yeah.
Because I believe that you get into a position where whatever is so dark and you can't look past it to the next day,
Yeah.
knowing that there's a whole, world of people that love you and care for you and care about you, and that whatever that issue is that's gotten you into a really bad place will get better.
Yeah. Well, and I appreciate you working with that community. I'm going to liken it to business because I feel like in business we sit on our islands, right?
Yeah.
Especially as a small business.
Yeah.
It's like you're dealing with stuff that you think nobody else is dealing with,
Right.
and there's days where you go, I don't know if I can get through this one more day,
Right.
right?
That's true.
But to be able to create and build a community that is okay to have the conversations,
Mm-hmm.
to be able to say, okay, let's discuss this stuff and help each other and just be there to listen. And unfortunately, I can only imagine as a young adult having been on that side where you basically create your life or meld your life around somebody else or an individual, and then you allow that person to manipulate you, good and bad,
Right.
and then your self-worth completely diminishes to the point where why am I even here?
Right.
And I just can't imagine. So thank you. I appreciate
Yeah.
you sharing.
No, I appreciate you asking, because honestly, I obviously don't want to see other families have to go through what
Yeah.
we have. I mean, it's destroys a family.
Yeah.
It's something that I think most married couples aren't able to stay together.
Yeah.
But I know, would want something good to come out of this.
Yeah.
So we've had some pretty significant, like, large events pulling people together. We're having speakers and stuff. My son Blake basically has said, I'll talk at an event, and so he's done that
Nice.
a couple of times.
That's
and
cool.
I'm like, I can't do that. Like, I can put the event on. That's what I do,
Yeah.
right? But he's been a real champion for that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Is there a specific organization that you're involved with that we
There's-
can kind of get out to people?
There's several, and we're bringing in a speaker. Her name is Emma, and she's actually a attempted suicide, and so she's a survivor, and she's going to speak. I'm working with the city right now,
Okay.
and I'm hoping that it's going to be within the next 2 or 3 months.
Okay.
So I can get you some information.
That'd be
once
awesome.
That's done. But do you know who Alex Boyer is?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we brought him in. We
Okay.
partnered with Copa Health and had a bunch of nonprofits that work in this. I mean, people, years ago when this happened, like, people weren't talking about it. It was like
Yeah.
taboo, right? Nobody wanted to talk about suicide. And you'd hear the 22 a day veteran suicide, but you wouldn't hear one-off stories. And I started just Googling things, and I found a woman who had lost an adult son to suicide. And we had lunch several times and just connected, but there just wasn't any, like, support out there. I mean, maybe if you really dug, you'd find something online.
Right.
But when we started seeing the numbers get really big here over the last few years, I want to say 6 or 7 years ago, I picked up the Sunday paper when I got to the office Monday morning, and the headlines in the Tribune said 6 kids in 5 weeks had taken their life in the East Valley. And I'm like, what the hell? Like,
Yeah.
and I didn't even read it.